Podlie Podcast. Here's your hosts, Podlie Bill, Podlie Cliff, and Podlie Paul.
And hello, everyone. It is
Oh, look at
happy
that.
137. It's a brand
Marvin,
new year.
and look at Marvin. Marvin, 3,500 points. Leslie Ann, 2,500 points. Creatures of the Crystal Games. Laura, hi, Laura. 50.
Hello.
There we go.
Laura says her channel got taken over. How did that happen, Laura? Something happened in the new year here. Channel got
Elon Musk
taken over.
buy it.
Yeah, wonder what happened there. Anyway, happy new year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
New Year. How was everybody's
just
New Year?
say-
Everybody celebrating? Hey, can I ask a question, boys? We are all over the partying stage. Did we all see New Year's? Did we all see midnight?
Yeah, I was up till midnight and past midnight, actually.
Well, I did just by virtue of the fact that I was working. So
Yeah, and Cliff, you did not make it to midnight?
No, and you know what? This is the first time in my entire life. I'm
Wow.
talking the entire life.
Entire life.
I remember, right? I mean, obviously, I don't remember when I was 4 years old, but in my entire life that is in this noggin of memory, I have never not been up at midnight on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. What time did you make it?
Except for this year. Well, actually, quite early, about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Two reasons. First of all, long story why, but I had a couple of extra squiggly pops, number one. And then we got a phone call somewhat late in the evening that our friendship or whatever services was needed the next morning for my lovely godchildren. So, and we had to be there at 6:30. So in order to accomplish that, not to mention, like I said, a couple of extra of these, and it was a long week anyway. It was tiring. It was just a long time anyway. But nonetheless, those couple of things contributed to, like, you know what, we're out. we're done. You know, and I think I sent my last thank you, but I won't be there invitation. I think was probably about 8:30 that night, and saying I appreciate the invitation, but I'm afraid we're not going to be. So that was a landmark sort of a thing for me. So I don't know, call it age, call it commitment, call it the excitement of spending the entire following day with my two absolutely stunningly beautiful god kids. I cannot tell you how much I loved spending time with them. And the smallest of one is only 2 weeks old, 2.5 weeks old.
Right.
And we got to look after her pretty much the entire day. So that was both challenging, fun, a little bit scary, and you put it all together. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it was awesome. It really was. So,
Awesome.
So yeah, that's my story to begin 2023. And it was a genuinely wonderful New Year's Day. Not what I expected, not what I would have had in the past. None of that being true. But it was genuinely, it was a tough day. It was a hard day. It was a good day, but it was altogether awesome. So,
yeah, but in reality, Cliff, if you went by Eastern time,
right,
you actually stayed up till midnight. So, you know, if it was
we'll
Toronto, you would have made the New Year. Yeah.
Right, Bill. I like the way you think. I'm going to take back all the nice things I said about you and come up with nicer things.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
Bill.
Well, this is 2023.
Bill, you and Jai, do you guys have any New Year's traditions? Is there something that you guys do each and every New Year's?
No, we just we hang out with usually our daughters, and our grandson was in Calgary this New Year's Eve, but we usually play a board game of some type or whatever on New Year's Eve, and have a couple of drinks and snacks and hang out, and that's basically about it. Yeah, this year we played Yahtzee and enjoyed that, and
Nice.
So
nice.
Cool.
That's
Very
kinda
nice.
fun to do,
Love the family time. Well done. Love the family time.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, boys? I wouldn't know what to do for New Year's if I wasn't working.
Did you do a dinner theater, Polly? Like mystery?
Did a murder mystery. Did a murder mystery.
Nice.
Did a murder mystery. Rounded up about, I don't know, 1 o'clock ish. And it's kind of funny because I actually thought about this prior to this last murder mystery. And I'm 47, And so what, that's what, that's let's see, 27, that's what, 29 adult New Year's is, right? If my math is okay. I think I've worked maybe 22 of them. So
Seriously, eh?
yeah. Ergo, there's 5 New Years in my adult life that I have not worked. So I wouldn't really know what to do with myself, quite frankly, on New Year's if I wasn't working. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, in my young life, Podlie, I worked almost every New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not as exciting as a dinner theater. I was, we were serving banquets and stuff like that in my young life. I worked for a restaurant, and I was trained to be a chef and all type of jazz. So in the latter part of it, anyway, the beginning part, I was just a dishwasher, and then 3 weeks later, I became a prep cook.
No, I got to call you over, Cliff.
I know, right? And then from there on, it progressed. But nonetheless, all New Year's Eves we were working, and in my young life. So in those times, I spent a lot of time working. But then after that, it was always, I was lucky enough, thankful enough, and lucky enough to always have people around me on New Year's Eve. And it was more of I wouldn't necessarily say always a party, but certainly a gathering, a get together. And hey, some good years, some bad years, but mostly as long as it's with friends, right? That's great. So
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Hi, William.
Good evening, William Kirkland. Happy New Year to you.
I see you changed your name, William. You deleted the James, but why, my friend? Why? Why is the question?
Yeah, just going by William Kirkland now.
He had William James Kirkland, best handle in the industry. But you seem to have deleted the James part, William, and I'd be curious to know why.
And Cliff, if I may, baby girl is doing very well.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, the baby girl.
Yes, unbelievable. She's a tiny little thing.
Very well.
Oh yeah, tiny little thing, eh? And sweet as ever. And oh my God, I got this picture of her yawning. It's the coolest thing. She's because she's a tiny little girl. I mean, her whole head's about this big, right? Like this big, right?
Yeah.
And then I had her in my arms, and she's snoozing away, and you get these tiny little arms go to stretch. And then this massive yawn, and it's like a gaping maw. And it's bigger than her whole face, it seems like, right? It's so funny. Took a picture right at the right moment and sent it to her mom and dad. I'm like, this is your daughter. She's like, yep, we know.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, she's doing wonderfully, healthy, wealthy, and wise, and doing really well. And the little boy, he's 2.5. Terrible twos or whatever you call it. Oh my God, unbelievable. The energy, you guys as fathers would know, unbelievable energy, and the sweetest chap. Like, she's just so freaking sweet,
And he's taken to being a big brother.
Oh yeah. And he's so smart, and he's just sweet. He's mischievous. He's a little tiny terrorist. He's got more energy than you could possibly get out of 19 bottles of Red Bull. Yeah. And he's just so freaking sweet, right? 1 minute you're like, oh boy, let me tell you, kid, and then the next minute you just can't say enough nice things about him, right? It's just the way a 2.5-year-old is. But yeah, it's good fun.
And so Cliff, I'm assuming, because you spent mainly the whole day with the two young ones. Yes. Did you talk to them all about the Podlie podcast and explain how the whole thing works, and that they really should start watching even? Well,
Julia, who's the little girl, obviously, Julia Johanna, she was a captive audience, right? I mean, it's not like you could run away, So exactly. So I spent a lot of time, unbeknownst to her parents, programming her and propagandizing her that Podlie podcast. It's the best thing ever, right? So as she matures, it's bound to happen, right? So we definitely have a view there. It's been implanted in her tiny little brain at this moment, so she's looking forward to it, from what I understand.
That's excellent. Just want to say hi to Chai. She is here now as well, and everybody's wishing people Happy New Year on the board here and that kind of thing. So nice. People are slowly joining us. But hey, Cliff, I wanted to show you something.
Shoot.
Just be patient. I have to grab it.
Okay, deal. I'm waiting. I'm waiting with bated.
Oh, what does that mean, Bill?
Dude, that's awesome. Did you get a trike?
What does that mean?
Haven't got the trike yet, but we're getting equipment wise.
Oh yeah.
So,
So Bill, are you booking a course? So what are you doing?
yeah, we'll be booking a course coming up in this spring, probably in May. Chai is thinking of taking it as well.
Nice.
So we're getting that all put together. I also have motorcycle gloves now, etc. So we're getting accessorized and getting ready.
Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome news. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. If anybody on the page here, including you, my friend Podlie, if you have not thought about it, I'm no evangelist when it comes to motorcycle riding, but I will tell you this. If you go back on my Facebook page or on my Instagram page, you'll see the year that I started riding. And what I said was that I like to view the world in a different perspective. And I've always been that way. I've always wanted to see the world in a different perspective. It hasn't always worked, but I've always wanted to. I've always talked to people. I've always asked people about their perspective and so on and so forth all my entire life, ever since I can remember. And it was funny because when I started riding a motorcycle, when I decided to, I thought to myself, you know what? This is a whole different way of seeing the world. But this time, it's not philosophically, it's not mentally, well, partly is mentally, but it's none of those things. It's actually physically seeing the world in a different way.
Oh, yeah.
Physically experiencing the world in a different way. And you know what? For me personally, and a couple 3 years down the road, it was true for Leslie Ann as well, because she rides with me. It truly was seeing the world in a different way. And Bill, I think you have an adventure in front of you, and Chai, I think you have an adventure in front of you that's really quite exciting. And I'm actually quite thrilled to play the tiniest of role. Quite thrilled to play the tiniest of role in this, and looking forward to perhaps some camaraderie on the highways sometime.
Yes, yeah, looking forward to that for sure. So. I just thought I'd show you that.
Cheers, man. That's awesome.
Cheers. I don't have anything other than a water bottle here right now to cheers with. So
that's it.
There we go.
People, I tell you, go ahead, Bill. Ask me if there's something in here.
No, I'm not going to, because I know what's probably in there.
The answer. Why ask a question that we already know the answer to?
Chai just says she's terrified of the bike, but I'm sure once she gets used to it, she'll get that feel right.
Chai, I will tell you this, and I'll tell you this as frankly and as blatantly and as honestly as I can. I was not exactly not afraid. I spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos because I'm a very visual person. I think men are more visual, but I'm a very visual person. So I spent a lot of time watching videos on how to ride a motorcycle and what to watch out for and what safety, blah, blah, blah. And I think that really helped me. I don't know if it'll help other people. Bill, it might help you. Chai, obviously there are risks and there are dangers, but you step out your front door, you can get run over by a bus. So there are always risks and dangers. But I think the more you know, the more we learn, the more we are conscious of our surroundings. Hopefully, knock on wood somewhere, that gives us what we need in order to enjoy the process and enjoy the ride and not put ourselves to undue danger,
Yeah, for sure. And I've watched a ton of YouTube videos as well.
I would suspect that, Bill. And you know what? It's a great way to visualize, what it is you're going to do, right? Because because I'd never been behind the wheel before, I had never been behind the handlebars before, not on skidoos, not on quads, no nothing. I was pretty raw, right, coming to it.
Yeah.
So that really helped me sort of train my brain to know what to expect, even before I knew what to do. So, so that helped me. Chai, I don't know if that'll help you. It might. There are a lot. Hey, by the way, speaking directly to Chai, there are women's groups out there who talk about particularly how women ride. And I don't know if there's a difference between how men and women ride. I just know that there are women's groups out there that talk about riding, and they're quite fascinating, actually, because they talk about the size of the bike, because obviously it's a smaller bike. And you know what? I mean, you guys can laugh at me you want, but I'm not a big person. So I went to a lot of these women's sites in order to find recommendations on bikes that I could handle, right? So, because I wanted to do it safely. I mean, maybe in future there's a 900-pound bike in my future, but not then, right? Not when I started. So, Chai, that's something that you might want to, and you too, Bill, something that you might want to look out for. And I mean, obviously, a trike is different than a motorcycle because the fit is different, but nonetheless.
So, Bill, my question to you, the helmet, was that a gift to yourself, or was that from Santa, or was that something that you had Santa had discussed together, or was that a Santa and Mrs. Claus together gift, or how did that come about?
It probably was a mix of all. Actually, my daughter got it for me.
Nice.
Which was nice. But she, we had been obviously discussed, and because I had to know, they had to know what size and everything was involved. You can't just buy it, you have to have, particular size, etc. So that was my one daughter got me the helmet. My other daughter got me riding gloves.
Nice.
And, so we're, getting everything into place. And sir, I'm just jumping back to Leslie Ann here. She says that her motorcycle helmet looks like it belongs on a spacesuit.
Well, I tell you what, right? I did a lot of research on the helmet, and so I bought a helmet which probably needs replacing this year. And then when Leslie Ann decided that she wanted to ride with me or ride on the back, I told her that we'll go look, and I would like the same technology for her. So we went and looked, and she got this smoking beautiful black helmet that, hey, no, not telling any stories, Leslie Ann, but I should have that. But it's a beautiful black helmet, and on the back, in order for the reflective, it's got the black and white racing flag, Bill. The whatever that's called,
the checkered flag.
Yeah, that's what it's got on the back, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, she got this helmet. It fit nicely, and yeah, it looks really nice.
But you want it.
Well, now I want it, right? Because I mean, it's kind of nice, and I need a new helmet anyway. Maybe this year, maybe next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You got to look good too.
Hey, exactly, right? And I mean, some of us have a lot more issues with that, and we need lots of equipment to look good. Perhaps other people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, such as you guys, you don't need as much equipment to look good. Me, I need a bunch of equipment.
Well, I think I need a lot of equipment to look good. I like equipment to make me look taller as well. So
I know, right? I know.
Yeah. Leslie Ann says he loves me for my mind, obviously.
Obviously.
And,
well, that's great, man. That's a great New Year's thing. It's cool. I hope you find the vehicle that you want, and I hope you find the courses and stuff like that. And hey, you know what? The only advice I would ever give out to anybody in this particular regard is to tell you that I never did it in my whole life, and it was scary and everything else. But I spent a lot of time learning, and I spent a lot of time really, really slowly getting myself braver and braver and braver. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little bit of a speed demon, so that took a little bit of time to sort of hold back and not just go. But nonetheless, it took a little bit of time, and the first year is always a massive learning curve. It's not what you think it is, and then it is what you think it is, and then it's not what you think it is, and then it is what you think it is. And so in the first year, just take it easy and pick secondary roads and stuff like that, right? Stuff that makes that gives you the best opportunity of having a great experience.
Yeah, for sure. So you weren't popping wheelies the first day, is what you're saying?
No, no. I was being relatively careful and conservative. But it didn't take long before I started slowly getting more comfortable, right? So
yeah. So no, looking forward to it. Yeah, so we'll get some lessons and stuff booked here in the next little bit as well. But what about you guys? Anything exciting at Christmas time? Anything new, or what was happening?
Yeah, tell us. Do.
No, nothing new for me.
New underwear, socks.
Oh, I got Ginches, baby. Baby.
Nice.
No, well, I got the reverse retro Oilers jersey.
Nice.
Reverse retro,
which I'm very excited about.
Dark blue.
Yeah, Cliff, it's a reverse retro. Okay, so for those of you who are not sports fans, particularly hockey fans in the NHL, a retro jersey is obviously, we know it as the past, something that they would have worn in the past, but it's reverse in that they put the colors in different spots.
Oh, I see.
Than they would have back in the 80s or the 90s.
I see. Okay.
They just mixed up the colors. Same colors,
right?
Same color scheme, just in different places on the jersey. And there's a different. They brought out the oil drop logo, which, by the way, Bill, I absolutely love. I always have.
Mm-hmm.
So that is on the front. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, no, not not too much with me. Not too much with me. So a lot of family time, which is great. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, a lot of work, guys, a lot of work. And I'm, you know what, and I mean, and Bill well knows, because I've had to cancel Bill's and my other show on our radio station for what now, Bill? 2 months solid. I've been so freaking busy in all of November and all of December. Like sitting here, you guys, January 2nd, I'm still tired. Like I'm still tired. Like I was working my tail off November, December. So I'm still really tired. I'm very happy that I've got a couple of weeks off here. Pretty much before a whole gig comes up. What's that?
Yeah. So for everybody knows, Paul, congratulations. You got a full-time job starting in 2 weeks.
Dude.
Got a full-time job.
Well, that's news.
Yeah, I got a full-time job. I'm very excited. It's with a nonprofit organization called Employabilities.
Cool.
I absolutely love this organization. So what I will be doing is I will be facilitating people with 18 plus with developmental, mental, and physical disabilities to find work. So yeah, I think it's a very noble organization. I'm hugely excited to be a part of it. So yeah, I'll start that mid-January, and then
Podlie, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm
awesome.
really excited.
That's absolutely awesome.
No, I'm excited about it. It's temporary for now until mid-April, but I'm going to bust my hump and hope that I can, be kept on.
Turn it into something long term, dude. That's awesome. I am so happy for you, and congratulations. And you know what? Maybe 2023 is the year you find some of your calling in the work environment, right?
Fingers crossed, Cliffy. Fingers crossed, buddy.
Good for you, my friend. What? By the way, what's it called? What's the company? What's
Employabilities? One word. Employabilities.
Cool.
It's downtown. Again, super noble organization. I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. And like I said, I'll be facilitating for developmentally challenged individuals to seek work, to join the workforce. So
cool. Hey, look what Leslie-Ann says. Leslie-Ann says, congratulations, Paul. This is a brilliant organization. I've heard of Employabilities, placed a few people close to me in solid jobs. That's fantastic. There you go, Podlie. That's great, my friend. I'm very happy.
You know what, too? Thank you. And you know what, too, you guys, as a person with spina bifida, like this is really near and dear to my heart. You know what I mean?
No kidding, right? I mean, you have something, Podlie. You have something you can bring to these people who are looking for jobs. You have something to bring to them that is personal and direct and relevant. And I think that's awesome, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm reading it. Marvin, thank you. Nicole, thank you. Laura, thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you all, guys, for. So yeah, start whatever the Monday is, the 16th, I think, full time, and I'll still be doing my trivia hosting. I'll still be doing my casino dealing. I'll still be doing my radio with Bill. I can't leave Bill by himself. Come on now.
It'd be hard to call it the Bill and Paul show if you weren't there.
Sort of difficult, right?
This is very true. No, it's and Bill well knows, and Cliff, I'm sure you well know. Everybody well knows it. I mean, Bill and I do it because, damn it, we just love doing it. Like we just love doing it, right? So I'm not letting that go anytime soon. I absolutely love my partnership with Mr. Roberts there.
Well, I tell you what, my friend, on the 16th, which is a Monday, as you said, on the evening, there's a podcast. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called the Podlie Podcast.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I'm writing that down right now.
Right now, then.
I'm writing it down.
So
I've heard about that.
So we expect a debriefing.
Okay? You will get a debriefing, sir. So I promise you.
Okay, yeah, just because debriefing has like double entendre. So I'm hoping the debriefing that you're talking about is not the debriefing that some people will be talking about.
Hey, Gosh knows that I've debriefed on here before. all right?
Exactly, right? I mean, I don't have a cymbals handy, but if I did, it would be.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good.
Okay, and Leslie Ann says it properly. She says no live debriefing, Polly.
No live debriefing.
Debriefing.
Or is that an unbriefing, Leslie Ann? I'm not sure.
Nice. Hello, Marvin. Nice to see you here, my friend.
I think we should just keep this brief.
I think we
So-
should keep this brief. That's right.
Well, don't knock it, dude, because I got some really smoking ginches that I can actually show off from Santa Claus.
Nice.
So don't you threaten me with a promise. I'll tell you that.
You're actually smoking?
Smoking.
Oh, they're smoking,
hot.
baby. They're smoking.
That'll be hot for sure.
Yeah, so it's been good. It's been all right. It's been good. It's been very busy, guys. I'm so tired. Like, really am. I'm really tired. Yeah.
Need a
Tired.
little bit of, need a little bit of rest and relaxation there, Polly.
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan now. We went skating yesterday, me and the kids and my brothers and my niece and nephews, and so I'm just doing family time with the kids. Bill, you well know that we're in hockey tournament season,
Right.
so I'm busy with hockey tournaments with my boy for the next month. So we're busy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're just in regular season with Beckett. He had a tournament before Christmas, but he's at hockey tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
Yeah. We just finished up a tourney. We got another one coming up next weekend, and then another one in February. So I'm swamped.
Yeah, and just off kind of off the cuff here, but for all of our viewers that are tuned in tonight, or those that might be listening and not commenting, just so you know, on Saturday night, if you want to hear something different on Sound Sugar Radio, we're actually broadcasting a minor hockey game live on the station.
Oh,
So
sweet.
at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday night, we'll be broadcasting Strathcona County Warriors versus the Sherwood Park team. I'm not sure what the Sherwood Park's team name is completely, actually.
So, what are you
Warriors-
commentating or what?
Live play-by-play, baby.
Who's doing it? You or Polly?
I'll be
both
doing.
are.
Yeah, we'll both be there. So we'll be doing live play-by-play with Paul doing some color for us, and we'll be at the arena broadcasting the game live. So yeah,
Okay, that's sweet, you guys. That's sweet. Okay, go on, you guys. You got to tune in for that for sure. That's awesome.
6:30. Well, pre-game show gets underway at 5:30 on Saturday, and the game face-off is 6:30. So
That's awesome.
It's gonna be fun.
That's gonna
and
be.
by the way, Cliff, have a look at the screen there.
Oh, you bugger! Don't do it. Thanks, Nicole.
Nicole asked if it's a certain day of the week.
Hey, Nicole, thanks.
Yeah,
Nicole.
I don't know if y'all can guess
Thanks, Nicole.
what day of the week she's thinking about, but nonetheless, she wants to know if it's that day of the week. And Paul, Bill, I think on the count of three, we should actually read this comment together, right? Because it is after all 1, 2, 3. Saturday. Nicole. Why do you feed us this stuff? That's the
I
question.
muted you buggers.
Yeah. Okay. For those of you who don't know, all right, what happened was we did a Podlie podcast marathon for 100th episode, and for some odd reason, unbeknownst to me personally, of course, for some odd reason, Saturday became a very vocal sort of reminder of what the day was at the time. But anyway, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. That's the first one for 2023.
Saturday.
Yeah, Paul loves it. I can't believe how much Paul loves it.
that. That's right.
Like shoot on a stick.
So Nicole, I noticed your name is Nicole's Epic Meals. Hey, that's awesome, dude. That is your YouTube handle. I'm
What's your
looking
handle?
do you have a YouTube channel that we can subscribe to? Those of you who don't know, Nicole's Epic Meals is Epicurean delights and all that type of jazz. If she does have a channel, if you search Nicole's Epic Meals, I'm sure you can find it. Go have a look. And Laura, I was going to ask you your name, Creatures of the Crystal Games. Dude, what is that? Tell us about it, will you?
Yeah, and by the way, Nicole, I think your other channel should be named Nicole's Epic Subscribers, because you're helping us find subscribers.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I think,
all right.
I think we're still at 20. Sociable,
right.
Marvin says.
And by
Marvin
the way,
Paul,
when you get to Nicole's Epic Meals, make sure you hit the subscribe button and all type of jazz. So, Marvin, I have two things to say to you. First and foremost is good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the middle of the podcast. All right, that's never going to change. And secondly, to Marvin and everybody else, so Shabbat.
Oh, Shabbat.
Here we go. That's a thing of beauty. Monday night.
Monday
All
night
right,
water
then.
tonight.
All right then.
Right then.
Year in review.
So, year in review, everybody. Tell us what you did. Number one. Number two,
So-
2023. What? I don't know. Tell me anything about 2023 as it pertains to you. Right,
You know,
Paulie?
it's so funny because the year, it's so funny because the year doesn't seem all that long, but then you think of it because I'm going over all the celebrities that died in 2022, right? And you forget all of the people. Well, you forget some of the notables that died because I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I think, oh my gosh, is that just this year? It seems like it's been 2 or 3 years. You know what? I totally forgot. Meatloaf died this year, or sorry, last year, I guess. Meatloaf. Passed away. Angela Lansbury, Barbara Walters just recently,
Christine McVie.
A lot of
Christine McVie.
Yeah.
Wow, such a beautiful
lot.
voice. Such a beautiful
Oh.
voice. Hey, Christine McVie, such a unique and beautiful voice in the rock and roll industry.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So
Taylor Hawkins.
Taylor
Hawkins is another one. And you kind of think, oh my gosh, that was this last year,
Yeah.
A lot of people that have passed. So I find that I find that really sad, that we're starting a new year with a lot of these wonderful people that are, inspirations to many of us as artists and stuff like that. So, but I like going through the year in review and the people that passed and stuff like that. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
And which looking, by the way, sorry, Cliff, I was just going to say,
Ian
Go ahead,
Tyson,
Bill.
Nicole says. Ian Tyson.
Ian Tyson. And I was just going to say, looking into 2023, the Foo Fighters just put out an announcement yesterday that they will be back on tour in 2023.
Wow.
So they haven't announced the drummer yet, but they're back.
Well, you know who the drummer's going to be. It's going to be that 14. It's going to be that 14-year-old Bill.
Taylor's son. He's actually, I think, 16 now. But I don't know if they'll take Taylor's son on tour. But we'll see.
It's who it's going to be.
Nandy
It's going to be Nandy. It's going to be Nandy.
I don't think it'll be Nandy. I don't think her parents will want her on tour full time. But we'll see who it'll be.
I'll bet you it'll be Nandy. It's right. William, the Queen. The Queen passed this past year.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah,
So,
and I tell you what, what an amazing individual who lived an amazing life and in so many ways inspired, generations, right? So
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. So.
And Leslie says, so sad, Christine McVie. Indeed. I loved her voice. I loved everything about her character, Christine McVie, and she was such an underrated part of the Fleetwood Mac group. Everybody talked about Lindsey Buckingham, of course, and everybody talked about Mick Fleetwood, the drummer, and everybody talked about Stevie Nicks, of course, and no doubt they bloody well should. These are some of the most talented people ever to exist in our world. But I think understated and perhaps a little bit undercelebrated was Christine McVie's amazing voice and character, and she was just a genuinely interesting person, in so many ways. So,
Agreed. Couldn't agree more. Yep. Laura says the only good things that happened in 2022 for me is that I finally got my diploma for veterinary medical assistant.
Excellent.
Which is something I wanted to do for 20 years.
Excellent.
I now have a part-time job in the field, which I worked a lot of hours over the Christmas weeks, which led to the YouTube channel mishap. Which is she's commenting on her name, which was the YouTube channel. So. Pay down debt is her New Year's plan. I think that's everybody's plan.
Good for you, Laura. It is everybody's plan for those of us who are involved in still in the money making racket to make our lives better. It would be nice to be retired on a Hawaiian island somewhere, however.
It's interesting too, because, and I'm going to say this in a very bittersweet way. But this year, 2023, my divorce will be final, which it should have been final in 2022, and it should have been final in 2021. So I've been waiting a very, very, very long time. Now it's very bittersweet, obviously. I'm still not really over it quite yet. But I'm very excited to move on to another chapter. So that I'm kind of looking forward to in 2023 as well. Just getting all this shit over with.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know what, Paulie? And that's and my friend, that is the word, right? It doesn't matter. Good, bad, ugly, sad, happy. There's a lot of things that you can say about and when I say divorce, I mean divorce in many ways. Divorce of friendship, divorce of wife and family, or husband and family, whatever the case be. One of the best things I think that we all need to do is find that time and space to move past it.
Here's the thing, Cliff, and I think I said this same time, same place on the Podlie podcast this time last year. New Year's is very important to me because it is indeed a new beginning.
Mhm.
It is indeed a new beginning. Now I hold very high stock in New Year's because you can set it back to zero again. You can forget all about the year and you can say, okay, that's it. I'm starting from scratch. And that's exactly why I find New Year's so important. And I'm doing exactly that again this year. I'm excited to have a new start, and I'm excited about a new job, and I'm excited about my divorce finally going through after 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this stuff,
Good for you, Paul. And I tell you what, I'm with you, my friend. I know it's just the turn of the calendar. I know it's just the turn of the date. That's not the point. The point is it's another circle around the sun, all that type of jazz. Not to belabor a cliche, but the fact of the matter is there are new things. It's called a new year for a reason. And you know what? All things can be fresh. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your situation in life is. I don't care what it is. All things can be new if you choose it to be new. And you know what, Paulie? That's an excellent attitude to go into New Year with.
For sure.
Well,
I actually,
that's something to look forward to.
I actually prefer that attitude over New Year's resolutions, to be honest. So I prefer with your attitude for sure, Paul, going into the New Year. Totally agree with that. I'm not
100%.
I'm not a New Year's resolution guy. So you make plans, you do things in the new year that you're going to do, not the resolution thing. Exactly what you said, Paul. So that is a great way to start the new year for sure. So like, I know for me, I've got things happening in 20. I'll be traveling, again with work. I'm in Ottawa, next week, and then June I'm in Orlando, and September again I'll be on the road for 2 weeks doing the six city tour again, plus vacations that we take in between, and hopefully some bike riding in between all of that. So looking forward to 2023, and looking forward to hanging out with you guys on Monday nights as always as well. So
nice. Yeah, it's funny. Leslie Ann says it to a T. That piece of paper can help with closure. Leslie Ann, exclamation mark on what you just said. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Yeah. It's
and you know what? Closure and closure is a path to moving on, right? So fact of the matter.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. So it's always good.
And Chai says, looking forward to 2023. This past year was amazing, but there's a few things that were hard. And this new year is bringing some new ideas, new plans, new directions. And and just to continue what Leslie Ann says, she says, I consider afresh at all sorts of annual markers: solstice, equinox, New Year, birthday, anniversary, start of a school year. Very good, Leslie Ann. That's you
very
know what?
Cool.
And I think what Leslie Ann says that highlights something that I think is very useful, and that's that every single marker that you choose to be a marker can bring forth the possibility of refresh.
Yeah, for sure. And Chai says could be stressful but exciting at the same time. Marvin says next year I have 4 film projects already in the works. That's awesome, Marvin. He also plans to expand his drone business, which is fantastic as well.
That's awesome, Marvin. Congratulations. This next year, speaking of drones, I will be operating a tiny little drone and learning how to use it for work. And I'm hoping to learn enough and get interested enough in it to get one of my own to be able to pursue some fun stuff like that. So Marvin, looking forward to what you're doing. And hey, perhaps I can use you as an advice source, as a source of advice.
Hey, Marv, those 4 film projects, I happen to know 3 actors that would love to be involved. I'm just saying, Marv. I'm just saying.
And by the way, actually, the three of us have been involved with drones right since we started this podcast. We drone along every Monday night.
All the time, baby. All the time.
Constantly just droning around.
On and on. So what about 2023? If you were to generalize the direction in which you would like to see certain parts of your life, obviously not all of it, but certain parts of your life, if you were to generalize in what direction you would like to see them go, as in, pick a couple of challenges that you would like to see, pick a couple of areas where you would like to tackle that perhaps you haven't tackled before, or perhaps you've tackled before, but you're coming around again, such as that. Tell us that in the comments, and I'll start. 2023 is probably, I'm hoping anyway, is going to mark a return for me anyway, a return to some music and a return to some acting. In the later part of the year, probably second half of the year, I'm going to be pursuing some acting things again, be it creation of our own, Bill and I, Paul and I, whatever the case be, creation of our own, or acting in other people's projects. I'm thinking in the second half of the year, I'm going to be pursuing a little bit more of that stuff, which I haven't done in since 2018, Bill, since we did Fringe. For some odd reason, I got the itch to get back in the acting game, but this time I'd like to really do film if I can. I mean, stage is good too, but I'd like to do some film if I can. And so I'm going to be pursuing that in the second half of the year. And in the first half of the year, I'm going to be looking at possibly just getting a few songs together. Nothing serious. I'm no rock star, but I want to get a couple of songs together, maybe go on an open stage night and play a few tunes. And I'll invite all you guys to come and cheer me on, because I know you're
Cliff,
my friend.
I'm the first one there at your open stage, brother, man. I love it. I think it's great.
Awesome, we'll be sitting in the front row, Cliff, with our lighters up.
I'll be the guy throwing my ginch.
Nice. Ollie, I could use some new ginch, buddy. Can you save the new ones to throw?
The new ones that I got from Santa.
Okay, great.
No, the old holy ones I will be throwing.
Okay, fine, whatever. So that's my thing, you guys. There again, this is no it's not, I'm trying to be a rock star and all type of stuff. I just want to get back to a little bit of guitar playing and see how it works. It might not, I don't know, but hoping so. What about you, Podlie, Bill, and the rest of you on the chat?
Well, like I said, I've kind of laid mine out. I've kind of laid mine out already. With the writing and everything we'll be doing in between. And Cliff, as you mentioned, we started kind of working on some basic writing, on tossing around some ideas. Never know where that will go or what will happen with that as well. We've been doing that online, and so we'll see where that plays out. But yeah, I think lots of things happening this year, and who knows what'll happen in between everything that's already planned out. So we'll see.
Exactly. So Nicole Lessian says, fabulous Marvin. I can't read the previous comment about friendships.
Marvin says, I already know I'm going to use Paul and Bill in a small short I will be filming in a few months. If I can afford the hospital scene, I have plans for you too.
Oh, well, look at that, Marvin. That's awesome, my friend. Always willing to talk and always willing to chat. So
Leslie Ann gives Cliff kudos. She says, wow, his music is sounding fabulous.
Awesome.
And Leslie Ann says, Cliff plays a seriously good metal pro.
Thanks, Leslie, because I have experience with that. But guess where it started? It started with Paul, right up your alley. It started with a murder mystery years ago.
Mystery. There you go. There you go.
Well, I'm curious. Maybe Marvin's just going to have you in a body cast or something, Cliff.
You never know, Marvin. But I tell you what, man. Whatever the case may be, I mean, if maybe we have a surgeon doing transplants or something. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, transplant.
That's right. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking for some acting roles come mid-year next year. So I'm hoping that mid-year next year. So I'm hoping that I can slowly do. I miss it. You guys can relate to this. Those of you who acted, or those of you who've done both stage and film. I've done both, as in Paul and Bill as well, and Marvin, of course, we know that for certain. we miss it. And yeah, I thought 2023 perhaps would be a good year to slowly pursue some of that stuff, which I've let go by the wayside.
It's just ingrained in who you are. Like it
I
is
think so.
The arts,
I think
the
so.
arts, and I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, Bill and Cliff, but I am going to speak for you, Bill and Cliff. It's ingrained in who we are.
It is, yeah.
It is so part. It's a part of my DNA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really is. To your point, Cliff, I got to do something with my singing, and I say this every year, and I'm tired of going to karaoke by myself. I'm tired of it. I have to do something with my singing.
Yeah.
Whatever that entails, I don't have.
Podlie, can I make a suggestion to you, my friend?
Please.
Okay, so you're saying you're tired of going to karaoke by yourself. 100%, I agree with that. But can I say something? If you're singing karaoke, you are singing to other people's music, right?
Correct.
So what would stop you from actually getting a friend or friends together to say, hey, listen, this person is going to play piano or this person is going to play guitar and I'm going to sing, right? You don't play an instrument to my knowledge.
Correct.
Right? But you sing. So why not collaborate with somebody who is not a singer, let's say, or for argument's sake, let's say, doesn't necessarily want to sing or wants to sing harmony and play guitar or play piano or whatever the case may be. Why don't you try and collaborate with them and say, hey, listen, you play, I'll sing, we'll pick 5 songs, we'll find some open stage nights, and we'll go do it. I mean, that would be an easy start for the most part, right?
I would like that very much, Cliff, to be
I think you should pursue that, Podlie, because I tell you what, karaoke is fantastic. I've never really sang karaoke, just a couple of songs that I've done over the years. So I'm not a big karaoke person, and it's fantastic. But the fact of the matter is, why don't you find a couple of people to collaborate with and go do that, right? That's my advice to you, my friend.
Yeah,
makes sense. And I just thought of something. All this music talk, and I saw Laura mentioning festivals. We have, of course, Ravenwood 2023 this year. So in June 23rd, 24th, 2 days. Fingers crossed we'll be able to announce a lineup fairly soon. We have a little bit of a hiccup with our one headliner on the one night, so we're in negotiations, and hopefully we'll have that announced here soon. But tickets are on sale, by the way, so you can buy tickets now, either daily tickets or weekend pass. They are available through the website, so you can.
And if I may, not to step on Ravenwood's toes or whatever, but I also wanted to congratulate Jeremy and everybody at BBRF who announced their lineup this summer. So they just announced it. It looks like a wonderful lineup. I'm very excited for Daniel Martin and everybody that I know from that band. So yeah,
all those guys,
very, very excited for them. I know Maggie very well. I work with Maggie a lot, and she's the BBRF public relations and stuff like that. She's been bugging me for weeks. She says, it's coming up, and I know, and you don't. So the lineup. So congratulations to everybody at BBRF for announcing your lineup. Laura said going to more festivals. Now I did the Folk Fest for the very first time this past year in 2022. You guys, I absolutely loved it. I volunteered. I wasn't a spectator. I volunteered. So Laura, to your point, I want to do Folk Fest again this year as well. It was so much fun.
Yeah, cool. I know Chai and I have talked about doing that again. We have volunteered in the past. Again, I was a camera guy, but yeah, we've thought about it. So who knows? We might look at doing that.
That's in my plan this year too. Yeah.
Well, but yeah, that should be good for sure. And again, congratulations to Jeremy. I'm actually going to be having a chat with Jeremy tomorrow night, and so congrats to him and his lineup for their upcoming festival for sure. So, and you, Cliff, we've kind of talked about Paul and I, and you've kind of alluded to some things. What other plans do you have for 2023? We've got like 10 minutes left in the show, so.
Dude, I don't know. Work is busy. My job is demanding and demanding in time, obviously time investments, right? Just like everybody else, the job is demanding. So I'm hoping that I do want to do a little bit of music. And again, it's not rock star stuff. It's basically, I'm a singer-songwriter type guy, right? Play guitar and sing, one man sort of I'm hoping to get, maybe 5-6 songs, 7 songs, whatever, just to go play in front of an open stage. Number one. Number two, I said later in the year, a little bit of acting,
yeah.
and all that type of stuff. And of course, a little bit of writing, if at all possible. And on top of all of that, I really miss being behind the camera. And I haven't done any photography in probably 4 years. I broke up with my camera back in 2019 or whatever it was. And I don't know. I seem to want to repair that relationship a little bit.
I'll let you know, Cliff, regarding open mic nights. There's a lot of great places around the city that do open mic nights, but I know that they've had a very successful one in Sherwood Park, actually, at the Sherlock Holmes does one on Thursday nights, and it's actually become quite successful, what I'm hearing.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Hey, well, maybe I'll have to look into that. Again, I don't know. I've never really done an open stage night per se.
Let me know too, because I know a lot. Like Beaumont has a great one at Sea Change once a month. They've got let me know. I got a bunch of them for you.
Oh, cool. I have sang at a bar, kind of impromptu. But I've never sort of gone to an open stage night and said, "Hey, listen, give me 5 songs or whatever." So I don't even know how that works. So I will definitely. I mean, Sherwood Park. I know, Bill, when we were there having some beers, I think we actually saw.
Yeah, that was a Thursday night. Yeah,
the Audibles were there. The Audibles.
Yeah, so that was good. So if I can take part in something like that, definitely. I mean, I like to play, a couple of Paul Simon songs, perhaps, or maybe a John Prine song, or whatever the case would be. But that would be interesting for me. So that would be cool. But yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys informed, and that'd be a great little social event as well. And it's scary as hell for me. I will be nervous, no doubt about that. I haven't performed in front of people in a long time, but something I need to get over. So
we'll have all the Podlie viewers, and we'll come, and we'll all be there.
There you go. That's right.
Just picture me naked, Cliff. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Exactly.
Picture me naked.
That's right. So I don't know what Leslie says. Leslie has got a trophy camera.
Well, you said you broke up with your camera in 2019. You had a breakup.
Get a trophy camera. That's awesome.
That's great. I've only met Leslie Ann once in person. You have a trophy wife.
Yeah.
Well, so why not a trophy camera?
Why not a trophy camera? But that's good. I actually talked to a friend of mine recently. His name is Aaron, and he's a photographer as well, and he's married to a model, as a matter of fact. But anyway, he told me he's going to help me clean my camera and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, because it's an expensive bloody camera. I paid $3,800 for the body, for the camera body. It's the D800, and like I said, I kind of broke up with it. So he's going to help me clean it up and whatnot, and perhaps we need to do a Podlie podcast photo shoot, and get us, and some new pictures, not only for the Podlie podcast, but perhaps for you guys doing Sound Sugar Radio as well.
Yeah, that'd be that would be awesome. So when you get back together with your camera that you've broken up with, will there be any hugs involved?
Definitely, there'll be tears. There'll be tears, Bill.
Will there be a candle at dinner, or the camera sitting on one end of the table and Cliff on the other?
There will be tears, Bill. There will be tears.
I'm excited about this, Cliff, because I think when we did the Podlie podcast photo session, when we first launched in 2019, I only had one chin. So when you do the other one, it'll be great. Thank you for that. I can't wait.
Awesome.
It'll be a little bit more in the now, I think.
So that'll be
great. Yes.
That's right. We'll be able to count the other chins as part of it.
That's right.
Yeah. And Creatures of Crystal Games, which of course Laura says, "Hey Cliff, I have 2 friends wanting to do a band and they need a drummer." Hey, dude. And she says, "You need a drummer. Would you be interested?" I would be interested, as a matter of fact. And I tell you what, I'm no genius drummer, but I can hold a beat. I promise you that. So absolutely, I'd be interested, and I'm interested in all things music.
I think that's the new death metal group she's talking about.
Oh, death! Nice. I'll have to get a double. I'll have to get a double bass pedal.
You need a double kick for that.
Double kick for that, for sure.
Yeah. Nicole, yes, there's about 15 to 25 COVID more pounds of Poly to love, pretty much.
There we go.
Marvin says, "Yeah, that's what post is for." Marv, I agree with you, brother. Marv, post has saved me
Photoshop.
more times than you can possibly imagine.
That's the famous last words. Hey, we'll fix it in
We'll
post.
fix it in post.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing.
awesome.
That's one fun thing about acting in film as an actor. If you mess up or a little bit off,
We'll
it can
fix
get
it
fixed
in
in post, or you get to redo it.
Fix
That's
it
right.
in post.
You don't
Yeah.
get that on stage. So
Hey,
Oh,
let me
no.
tell you something. I will tell you a very drastic downside of fixing it in post. I did a wedding. My goodness gracious me, and I'm sorry to say this out loud, but the fact of the matter is the bride needed a little bit of touch up around the lip area. And unfortunately for me, I started. You know how it is when you cull pictures, but the first one you start, but now all of a sudden, as OCD kicks in, you're compelled to do the rest of them. Oh my Lord, let me tell you something. I did 200 pictures for their wedding album.
fix the lip.
That's a lot of hair removal.
I spent such an unbelievably significant amount of time doing this that I think if you look at the wedding and what I got paid, I probably got paid about $1.10 an hour for the amount of time I
That's
put
a lot
into
of lip
this.
service.
Oh, I wish I had some more. So I am not in any way, and that's the other thing, you guys. When I divorced my camera, I was actually doing weddings and doing secondary shooting for weddings as well. And I tell you what, that's never happening again.
Yeah.
It's not happening. This time photography is back to when Leslie Ann originally bought me a digital camera back in 2007, and the card read for my birthday. The card read, "I hope you get some of your creative spark back, Cliff," and blah blah blah. Well, I tell you what, that's the modus operandi moving forward. It's for the creative spark, not to do weddings and all that type of jazz. So looking forward to it.
Well, we're down to 2 minutes here, gentlemen, for our
Wow,
first podcast of 2023.
All of
You
you guys
guys-
are crazy cool. You guys joined us on January 2nd. You guys, most of you, I'm assuming, are still on holidays, maybe still with family. We want to thank you guys for joining us January 2nd. That's brilliant that you guys showed up today. So thank you guys very much.
I couldn't possibly echo what Paul just said more emphatically. We appreciate you every single solitary Monday, and we appreciate you being here today. We appreciate all of your laughter, all of your fun, all of your engagement, all of your kind comments, and you know what? Just the fact that you're a part of this makes me so unbelievably happy with you folks. It's so nice to see you here every Monday. I so appreciate it. And I speak for Bill and Paul when I tell you this podcast would never be the same without you. And we're really looking forward to 2023 to growing this and hopefully doing some live engagements where the three of us are actually in a room together. And some of you will come and have coffee with us and chat with us and really move this podcast forward.
I don't drink coffee. Hold
Bill
on.
doesn't drink coffee, so that's
right here.
That's one downside, right? But the fact of the matter is, if we can have you guys join us live a couple of times, that'd be awesome. If you like this podcast, do share it. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel, of course, and we're really looking forward to 2023. And we really appreciate you being here. And of course, it stays on YouTube, Bill. I mean, if you didn't catch it live, right?
Yeah, it's there. You can rewatch it. You can hear the audio portion on Sound Sugar Radio every Friday night at 10 o'clock. So you can hear the audio portion then as well. But anyway, that's been fun, guys, and that is another episode of the Podlie podcast.
And I wish you all the absolute best in 2023.
Absolutely, on behalf of us, guys, very, very best for 2023. Each and every one of you guys. Bill to you, Cliff to you.
Thanks,
very
Paul.
happy 2023, my friends. Got nothing but love for you.
All right, guys. Take care, everybody. See you later.
Stay happy.